This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Columbia Insurance Agency, serving the Lynn community for over 60 years with home, auto, and business insurance.
Good afternoon, I'm Wesley Days with your August 12th Lynn News Update. The youth of Lynn are asking for your help. The coalition is asking for your virtual signature on a petition to curate a Black Lives Matter mural spanning Essex Street. If the mural is approved, Lynn will be the latest city to join the artistic movement. The youth of Lynn says, quote, "Painting Black Lives Matter serves as a reminder that we need institutional and systemic change." The petition hopes to receive 1,000 signatures. In a statement issued last Thursday, the Lynn Public School System announced they will start the year with remote learning. Students do have the option to return to school only for an in-person orientation program. Lynn Superintendent Patrick Tutwiler also states that each faculty member and student will be issued a device to complete schoolwork for the school season. A full safe reopening guide is expected in the coming days. Coronavirus cases are increasing in the Lynn area. According to a new map that was unveiled yesterday by state government officials, the Lynn area was highlighted as an extremely high-risk area for coronavirus cases. To be deemed a high-risk area, a community must have more than 8 cases per 100,000 people. Governor Baker found that these areas accumulated new amounts of cases from large gatherings and lack of people wearing face coverings. With just a few weeks until the September 1st primary, Senator Ed Markey has received an endorsement from the Lynn Daily item. The item says, quote, "His experience and perspective allow him to see America's big picture at a crucial time in this country's history." Incumbent Senator Ed Markey is in a tight race against Democratic challenger Joe Kennedy. Last Friday, Lynn Youths organized a march in commemoration of Black Lives Matter. The youth marched through the streets demanding change. LCTV was on the scene.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Dear Black people, we are joy. We are.
Why are you here this afternoon? Maybe you're here out of curiosity, or maybe you didn't have anything else going on this Friday afternoon. Both are possible, but I can hazard a guess that you're here this afternoon because something is wrong.
There's something rhythmic about the way we be, something special about how you can never take the soul out of me. Our blackness has prevailed even as the first ship sailed. They try to break us apart but didn't know what our spirits entailed. Say her name! Breonna Taylor! Say her name! Breonna!
I went through this very long phase in my life where I just tried to disassociate myself with being Black. Everything I did was to make sure that nobody could tell me I was Black enough.
It's having a Cupid's bow so sharp that when addressing your concerns, all anyone ever dares to hear is the venom in your vernacular, its skin.
I just wanted to encourage anybody that's Black, that struggles with loving themselves for who they are, whether you're light skin, brown skin, dark skin, albino, whatever it is. You know, I just wanted to encourage you that it is okay to struggle with that, but don't stay there, because we're gonna change the world.
And what do we want? Justice!
What do we want?
Now!
If we are heard, then that means these situations should be fixed as we speak. If we are heard, our children's children shouldn't worry about the same things we're worrying about today.
You're here because the deaths of George Floyd and countless others can never be in vain. You're here because Black Lives Matter.
So please, if we are heard, let there be change when? Today.
In sports news, the North Shore Navigators are now 14-17 on the season after their 4-3 loss to the Brockton Rocks last night in Brockton. With the Navs up 3-0, the Rocks were able to mount a comeback behind Jacob Studley's home run to give the Rocks the 4-3 lead. The two teams face off again today in Brockton. The Boston Celtics continued their hot streak down in the bubble as they won their 4th straight game after their 122-107 victory over the Memphis Grizzlies. This marked the 3rd straight game where the Celtics scored 122 points. Jason Tatum led the way with his game high of 29 points. Ja Morant of the Grizzlies continued his stellar rookie campaign as he notched a double-double with 26 points and 13 assists. With the postseason set to begin next week, the Celtics starters will likely sit out of their finale against the Wizards on Thursday. The Celtics' first-round matchup in the playoffs will be an injury-riddled Sixers team who lost Ben Simmons for the remainder of the season. And All-Star Joel Embiid has missed the last 2 games due to an ankle injury. The Boston Red Sox continue to struggle as they continue to lose another one to the Tampa Bay Rays 8-2 last night at Fenway. In the first inning, Michael Brousseau hits a solo home run off Martin Perez to give the Rays the early 1-0 lead. The Rays would extend the lead in the 7th inning as they scored 6 runs. Yandy Diaz's single kicked things off for the Rays in the 7th. Brandon Lowe would connect a double to bring in Margot to make the score 4-1. Later in the inning, the Rays would make it double 8-1 off of a double by Hunter Renfroe. The Sox look to avoid the 3-game streak tonight as they wrap up their series with the Rays. First pitch is set for 7:30 p.m. Now, major news in college sports as the Big Ten Conference and the Pac-12 Conference announced that fall sports will be postponed until 2021. The decision came after a vote Tuesday by conference presidents and chancellors. This decision was made due to the uncertainty of the pandemic. The unknown risks are large, said Big Ten Commissioner Kevin Warren. Not all conferences have pulled their plug on fall sports. The Big 12, the SEC, and the ACC conferences are still scheduled to start their season in early September. On this week's Lynn Lowdown, we were joined by Lois Lane of Miracles in Music. Here is this week's Lowdown.
Talk about Miracles in Music and some of the things you're doing with that. Can you just...
Yeah, that's really exciting. Yeah. Okay. So I have a degree in developmental disabilities. I work with people with special needs, and I went to North Shore Community College. I have a degree from there in that area, and I've been working in the field for 15 years. Mm-hmm. So one of my professors, Maggie LaBella, she had been out and she saw me singing at Capone's, and she never knew I was a singer. I was just her student in her classroom, and she was so surprised. She was like, "I never knew you were a singer. Oh my God!" So I said, "Yeah, I've been singing a long time," and etc. So she asked me if I would be interested in doing a music class for people with disabilities, a program that North Shore Community College offered. It was called Project Access. And Project Access gave people with special needs the opportunity to go to college. It was an evening program, and they had several different courses. They had, like a cooking course, sweating with the oldies.
To watch the full interview, visit the LCTV website. This has been another edition of the Lynn News Update. I'm Wesley Days.